Guess what? The Libertarian Party has chosen Chase Oliver as their presidential nominee for 2024. He already sounds like a two-person ticket all on his own. and full disclosure, never heard of him.
Yeah.
Never heard of him, and I am prejudiced against people whose first names are verbs.
Yeah, me too.
Now, maybe that's because my first name is Jimmy, and I'm projecting.
Let me Jimmy my way into this conversation and say that.
So, do you want to see? This sounds like a joke that they nominate. Why? Because he looks like a regular libertarian there, right?
All libertarians in my lifetime, they all seemed somewhat normal, but then they had one weird ass thing. So one guy turned blue one year famously. Remember the one?
I remember that
blue?
guy. I remember that guy.
Then the one guy didn't know where something was on a map or something.
Like he couldn't fit Aleppo.
Yeah,
Gary Johnson didn't ever heard of Aleppo as we're bombing Aleppo.
Yeah.
So, well, here's this guy. Here he is. This is their guy. This is their guy. Libertarians nominated Chase Oliver, who supports masks and vax mandates. The opposite. Why would you be a libertarian then?
Well, it helps the open borders if you have masks and vax mandates.
He's also for open borders. Why are you a libertarian then?
Well, because they like free trade.
Oh, is that it?
Yes.
And then he's for letting men compete in women's sports. Are those libertarians?
They are. Okay, the guy from Reason Magazine that wears a leather jacket and has that haircut with the black hair.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do know.
I saw him on Bill Maher years ago. Now, this is pre-vax when it was all about GMOs. Okay, GMOs in the foods. And and Bill Maher rightly was like, well, why can't they put on the label that it's a GMO on the food? Remember they had a law?
Yeah.
And the guy from Reason Magazine, the leather jacket libertarian guy, he goes, because people don't buy them. I remember watching at home.
So
and
good.
I go, what? So it's not libertarian for me to decide what I want to buy.
Right. I'm supposed
for
to
the
be
company. So there's a whole strain of that. They probably got infiltrated I tried to explain this to Dave. He got very emotional because Dave is straight up. Dave is not a phony. And so I hope he's learned how the system works now.
We're going to find out. But of course, this guy figured out how to game the libertarian system. Not only is he for open borders, he's for vax mandates, mask mandates.
What?
I know. He's also should people under the age of 18 years old be able to receive gender transition treatments? Yes. He's for that. But only for non-surgical treatments such as puberty blockers and hormone therapy. Oh, well, as long as it's harmless hormones that haven't been properly tested for safety, then I guess that's good.
They're not good. They're cutting them up with chemicals.
This is kind of...
Let chemicals chop your tits off.
So this guy, Robert Barnes, he tweets out, a reminder how useless the Libertarian Party is choosing... The Libertarian Party choosing a pro-employer vaccine mandate, open borders, corporate whore candidate for the presidency.
Yeah.
The party remains a waste of space as it was throughout 2020 when its leaders embraced lockdown politics.
Robert Barnes is real smart. That guy does a lot of like indigenous people law. So you wouldn't believe the stuff the government does to these natives that he knows all about. Like he's a real deal, that guy.
It sounds like another Bernie movement. Now there's no point to be for Bernie because he's for all the things he was against. And libertarian now just means somebody who eats your liberties. That's what it sounds like.
I'm a libertarian.
Kind of like a vegetarian.
I'm a freedom eater.
I'm a freedom eater. Well, here's Dave Smith. He tweeted this out. He says, congratulations to Chase for Liberty. It had to hurt. It had to sting. He wasn't my preferred candidate. Boy, I'll say that. But he ran a great campaign. Really? He put it together and won. He won. I appreciate that he is unapologetically anti-war. Okay, well, that's good, I guess. There's one thing.
So he's being polite.
So Dave's being a big man. That's what's called being a good loser. Dave didn't run, but his candidate of choice lost. Appreciate that he is unapologetically anti-war, and I hope he leads with that in the presidential campaign. I bet he doesn't. I wish him the best of luck spreading that message.
Hormones it is.
I have a feeling it's going to be... What? So it's this person's... The redhead says he's pro-transing kids and open borders. What a disaster for everything the Mrs. Caucus has worked towards.
Yeah.
Is that Mises? Is that how you say it?
Yeah, we all knew that. Hey, welcome to the world of Bernie people, dude. Welcome to the world of the Bernie people.
That's now you know how I felt with Bernie.
Yeah.
So Bernie couldn't get it. Bernie was supposed to be for Medicare for everybody. Bernie was against corporate money in politics. What else are some of the other great things? Bernie was for free college. Bernie was for raising the minimum wage. Bernie was for doing infrastructure, for helping people in general. We're using the government to help people instead of funneling that money to corporate wars.
Right.
And then as soon as he lost, he was like, no, you got to vote for all those things we're against.
Right. That's the trick. Look, I don't know.
That's the trick. You take all that progressive anti-war, all that revolutionary energy, and you funnel it right back into an anti-worker. Oh, he was also pro-union.
Yeah.
So you take that and you funnel it right back into an anti-worker, pro-war party.
Yeah, it's called black magic.
Regardless of your political affiliation, they have all been compromised.
Yeah, have people not figured this out yet?
That's why we're allowed to see them at all. They all passed the test. So here's a tweet from the guy who just won. He says, happy that kids with cancer and others can get the health care they need. This is from 2023. I'm disappointed that a legislature decided to limit therapies and care specifically for young people who may be trans or non-binary.
Maybe? But how about to be definite when you put them chemicals in a kid?
How about kids don't know what they are? How about you wait till they're adults?
Well, then it'll be too late. They won't be like really hot.
That's right. Then they won't be hot. So
it's a right to be hot, Jimmy.
That is the right to be hot legislation. You want to be known as the groomer party? This person says, Jordan Schlackle. Cody Paris says, is there any doubt the takeover failed? It's dead now. So Dave Smith, what they were doing, I thought they had taken over the party.
Yeah.
I guess they just missed getting their guy as the nominee. This person says, the crowd at the Libertarian Party took the advice you gave them and threw it out the window. Talking to Dave.
Mm-hmm.
They had the chance to convince America there is another choice, but they acted like woke leftists.
What does that tell you, America memed? What do you learn from that? They're very, very good, astute observation. Now put it all together, buddy.
Yeah.
And tell me what you come up with.
Here's what Dave actually tweeted about this. We're going to have Dave on Wednesday. He couldn't make it today. He says the Libertarian Party Mises Caucus, is that how you say it? I always said Mrs. Maybe he set out on a mission to bring the Ron Paul revolution into. I thought there was a Ron Paul party.
It was.
Now not this
Wait,
woke.
It wasn't?
Well, it's not anymore.
Was he never the head of the Libertarian Party, like the thought leader of the
I always
party?
thought he was. But I guess not. To shed the party of goofiness, wokeness, and corruption. It's been an incredibly rewarding journey, and I've met some amazing people who will be lifelong friends. At the last convention in Reno, we swept every position with super majorities. So it's like the Ron Paul coalition swept. So how did they lose?
So what do you learn from this, Davey?
This weekend, we retained control of the LNC while re-electing Angela McArdle, who is a phenomenal chair, and put on the best convention in the party's history.
It was a real skank fest.
Unfortunately, we lost a big one. And there's no getting around that. I can't ignore the elephant in the room here. This is all my fault. He's taking responsibility. When I was planning on running, there was tremendous enthusiasm and energy amongst our ranks. When I pulled out for family-related reasons, it pulled the rug out from under our guys, and we weren't able to recover. It's ridiculous to put any blame on Mises' chair for this.
I mean, is Dave doing some...
people are saying.
It's Mises.
Oh, well, I'm saying Mises from now on.
Okay.
What? It's Mises?
That's what they're telling me in the chat. Mises.
Most guys pull out for no family reason. You know what I'm talking about? Am I right?
Boy.
Come on.
You got it.
I pulled out for family reasons.
He says that he is an incredibly decent, brilliant, and hardworking person who never compromises principles and continued to fight for the MC vision. I guess that's the caucus chair. Someone at Wreck the Regime was the best candidate, willing to step up and work tirelessly while making enormous personal sacrifices for the cause. He came within a hair of winning, but fell short. That's gotta sting. The blame is on me, not those guys. I deserve to take my lumps, and I can handle that, but please don't take this out on good people who busted their asses for you. It's my fault, and I'm sorry to let you down. Wow, that's a big stamp. That's a big guy to say that shit. He goes on. He says, yesterday I congratulated Chase in person and on here. Of course, I can't endorse or vote for him. Whoa. Just as he wouldn't for me. He doesn't represent me and my camp or the things we stand for. That's what I wanted Bernie Sanders to say about Hillary Clinton and then Joe Biden. Look, that's what I wanted Tulsi to say.
In fairness to Chase, he's probably an MK Ultra bot.
I will always support Angela and the MC team. I get that's the Mises Caucus. Hopefully, we accomplish more amazing things in the future. I'm going to continue doing what I do, spreading our ideas to as large an audience as possible in the most compelling way I can. And then this guy says, this guy David Feit says, you know damn well that if you were the nominee, Chase would endorse you and vote for you.
I don't think that he would. I have to say, I agree with Dave Smith on that one.
Well, Dave says, I love you, David, but this is a bananas claim. When my guys took over the LNC, the Libertarian National Committee, Chase went out of his way to say that they didn't represent him. If I were the nominee, Chase and his supporters would make it their mission to ruin my life.
Yeah, of course they would.
The fact is that the delegates made a huge mistake. Look at the reaction already. I can't think of a dumber thing to do than nominate this guy, this Chase guy.
It's almost ridiculous to the point of being a deliberate sabotage, I would say.
It's as if the CIA somehow got involved and made sure, just like they did with the Green Party, to make sure the Green Party isn't going to grow past 5%. The same thing with the Libertarian Party.
Or
Trump
the Writers
was right.
Guild or SAG or every union on the planet. It gets infiltrated with the... As soon as you see that rainbow flag coming, you know some bullshit's behind it.
And it sounds like that because that's what this is. This is to make sure that the Libertarian Party doesn't grow and actually become a threat to the establishment, just like the Green Party has been infiltrated by the CIA and the FBI and the Democratic Party and the Clinton Foundation, Peter Dow, just to make sure that they don't grow and become an actual threat. So that's what this is. Look at the reaction already. Chase may not have advocated for lockdowns and mandates, but he totally bought into the propaganda, bragging about outdoor masking, social distancing, and masking at dinners. He's defended drag queen story hour.
You mean Sunday school? I tease the Catholics.
Drag show. Again, we've talked about drag shows. Come to my live show if you'd like to hear me.
They're for adults?
They're for adults. They're not for children.
Howard Stern, drive time, dad going to work. And now suddenly, Howard Stern would never have anything like that. Your kids have to look at it.
He's defended drag queen story hour, which is just regular old perverts. That's all that is.
Hey, what if you read to your own goddamn kids? You ever think of that?
Chemically castrating children and supports open borders.
Yeah. Well, the Libertarians were supporting the open border things quite a lot.
And I'm supportive of drag queens. I'm supportive of trans. I'm saying when you add toddlers to it, that's when a lot of people have problems with it, and rightly so.
What is the drag queen bringing to the equation of reading?
Nothing.
What are they bringing to it?
Nothing.
To implant a thing in your child's subconscious?
Yes.
Oh, that's right. That's what they're mad about. It's not even. It's way worse than like grooming for like sex in the moment. This is like a societal engineering thing where they want to be in your kid's subconscious. Like Jesus.
I don't know what I don't know what people think they're doing.
They know what they're doing.
But all the drag queens I know, which are zero, I know a lot of gay people who know a lot of drag queens, and they've been telling me that the ones I know don't want anything to do with kids. They always made sure kids were nowhere because they never want to be accused of doing this kind of thing.
I don't want to do comedy for kids.
I don't want to do comedy for kids.
Like if I show up at a show and there's kids there, I'm like, what is this legal?
Right?
I better go put on a dress or else I'm breaking the law.
I can't support that. Oh, he's also for chemically castrating children and supports open borders. I can't support that. It's a non-starter. This is going to be a very bad year for the Libertarian Party candidates, and there's nothing any of us can do about it. The Libertarian Party might as well not even run. Who in the fuck is going to vote for that guy. He sounds like a Democrat who happens to be maybe anti-war.
If you haven't figured out how shit
He sounds
works
exactly
by now,
like a Democrat.
I'm just like, has everybody figured out how shit works yet? What do you need to see to understand how shit works? And stop clinging to the hope that, no, maybe it's not that bad. It's done. So right now, the last two slave master, whatever parties, somebody's making a switch and it's going to be Reagan times again. Mark my words. It's going to be Trump and we're going to have some new Reagan thing. And it's going to be just like Miami, but all over. Right? Because remember the Mariel boat lift?
Yeah.
And it drove the economy, but boy, it got real chaotic in Miami. Biden did that to the whole United States.
So I've also was reading a thing at Zero Hedge today that said these open borders are another tool to keep inflation down. I don't know how that happens, but that's what I saw the headline at Zero Hedge. I'm going to go and look into it. But this is the guy who's the Libertarian Party. Was Peter Dow advising him?
Look, nobody.
No, Chase. We were being ironic. You got the whole fucking rainbow outfit and everything. We were just fucking with you. He got the whole thing.
Do you know how ridiculous he looks? I think he's not even gay. I think he's not even gay.
I don't think he is gay. But I don't know. I could be wrong.
No, that's like somebody doing a creepy. Who's that creep from Ukraine that was the ambassador that was supposedly trans? But
remember that?
Oh, he's back. He's detransitioned.
Oh, no.
His name's still Sarah.
Detransitioned?
Well, he never transitioned. He just put on a wig.
He was just cross-dressing?
It's kind of crazy that was even a thing at all. I don't know who that was for.
Whatever happened to cross-dressers, right? When I was a kid, that was a big thing, cross-dressing.
Yeah.
And then they just went away, just like the flu did during COVID. They just went away, and they all became trans. It's like, what? I thought there was a thing called cross-dressers.
Well, it's called queer. It's an umbrella term. But anyway, that guy is walking around in Kiev talking about, no, nobody's getting forced into vans to fight the war. Everybody's partying here. Kiev's great, see?
So this is this has got to be a heartbreaker for the Mises Caucus. This has got to be. That guy's a Democrat.
Hey, can't beat the lizard people. Sorry.
He's a Democrat. That's what that guy is.
I mean, he's probably
he's for open
look
border.
How fed. I mean, it's like when you see that fake racist group, Patriot Front. This looks like a Fed trying to be gay. It looks like a Mormon Fed trying to be undercover with the gays.
That's what it does look like.
Look at the hair and the
it does
weird
look like
smile,
that.
and you're like, and you like just this without seeing body language, just the picture. You're like, something's way the fuck off here, right? And if I was a gay guy cruising at this party, I would feel that. I mean, I would hope you would feel it.
Again, we're 100% pro LGBTQ. We're pro trans.
I would say put it under one letter.
And I am pro. Well, that's my act, baby.
Yeah.
And I'm pro drag queens. I'm pro drag shows, 100%. But it's like the joke I used to have about Hooters. Because there was a Hooters one time right outside of the comedy club I was playing, and there would be a line of people to get in. And one time I saw a guy with his son. He was like 9 or 10. I couldn't tell how old he was by the size of his erection. And come on, folks, these are the jokes.
Hooters, the working man's Bohemian Grove, the owl of the working.
First
man.
of all, I never understood the Hooters.
Hooters is as gross.
Hooters is so tame.
Right.
You go to a Hooters, they're wearing like those orange shirts aren't even attractive.
No, I know.
They don't really the way they're cut or whatever, they don't really flatter them. And
it's bizarre.
And most of the women there don't have big Hooters.
Yeah, well, that's probably because of inflation.
It's just like girls in athletic wear serving you chicken wings.
Hey, it's like you get a bag of chips and half of the bag's air, you know?
Yeah. Anyway, this again, of course, the 1 year a third party, something could happen with a third party. And we get Cornel West, who sounds just like this guy. And we get this guy, who sounds just like this guy.
They both out of the game.
And Jill Stein, who has been completely co-opted. So so now she's allowed to say what she wants to say about Palestine. But believe me, her appointing Peter Dow, which is why she won't come back on the show. She came on the show all the time. She couldn't stop DMing me. She wouldn't stop reaching out to me all the time. And then as soon as Cornell decided to run with the Greens, she froze me out.
Well, if you recall, she had to convince him to run. Remember? He didn't want to run, and she had to talk him into it. Remember, we played this, her talking about it?
Oh, really?
Yes. You don't remember that?
She doesn't want to answer any questions about it.
Cornell didn't want to run
because she lied about it. She lied about all of it.
Yeah, he has to run. So that's why he was trying to lose. You were cocking it up for him. She pushed him into that for whatever reason. I don't know what they got on her. But just so
they got something on her.
Nobody got to anywhere unless they did something real bad on camera. And if they can't make you do that, you're out. You're done. You're not going to top.
I heard they're threatening Jill Stein with prosecuting her over campaign finance.
Well, good. Then you know it's not something with kids, at least.
Yeah.
At least you know it's some bullshit, not something with kids.
But the Green Party turned into, just like not just like, but similar. They turned into more of an LGBTQ organization, which is, again, infiltration. They're supposed to be a Green Party. Anyway, it's just, look at the Green Party over in Europe, is it Germany? They're the most pro-war maniacs. They know how to get in, infiltrate, divide and conquer.
Yeah, that's what all the feminists learned the hard way when that movement got in. And now all of a sudden, there's what is it? A TERF? I remember the big man hate years.
Yeah, TERF.
And I watch all the TERFs get kicked out of their own thing.
Trans exclusionary radical feminists. That's what a TERF is, right?
You let them into your own movement.
You come see me on tour in Rutherford, New Jersey, Minneapolis, Minnesota, Ontario, California, Las Vegas, Davenport, Iowa, Chicago, Illinois. We're doing a live panel video show, special surprise guests on that show, and Grand Rapids, Michigan. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets, and make sure you go to Jimmy Dore because they don't want to buy it from a second reseller.